Welcome back, everybody. We're here to pull cards for the 18th of November, and I'm going to be pulling one card for each sign. That way, if you know your sun sign, you can get just a little tidbit of information. If you know your sun, moon, and rising, you can get a little bit more. And if you know your other planetary placements, then you can get quite a little bit of juice out of a quick reading like this. Don't forget that we do still have the contest running, so you do want to comment below this video as well to be entered into that contest. Let's get started. Aries. Okay, so Aries, we start off with the Justice card. This is telling me that what you are looking for is the truth. And for some of you, now that you know the truth about something, you will be severing something. This is a card that can talk about ending long-term contracts or agreements. This could be a marriage. This could be a contract with, some type of employment. This could be paying off a mortgage, paying off a car payment. This can be something that is actually done legally in court, or this can be a decision that you are simply making on your own and trying to be as fair as you possibly can be and making sure that you're looking at the truth of this situation as you're doing that. Okay, so ending of some type of contract or commitment, or making some type of decision with as much fairness as possible, and honestly that decision is probably going to be ending some kind of contract or commitment. All right, let's look next at Taurus. So Taurus, we have the Chariot card showing up here, and the Chariot card just tells me that you are working on a goal or a target and moving towards that very productively today. This particular goal or target that you have is one that you are working on along with other people. So this is not something that you're doing by yourself. This is more of a team effort or a collaborative effort between yourself and at least one other person. This can be my successful marriage card at times, depending on what type of collaboration we're looking at, but it doesn't have to be. But a marriage is something that it takes two people to make it work. So it definitely falls under the category of a goal or a target trying to be achieved whenever we see the Chariot card. So doing very well at working towards some kind of goal or target, maybe even achieving that goal or target and achieving it along with other people. So this is something that more than just you are working on, you and some other people or somebody else. Next up, Gemini. Geminis, y'all have the Two of Wheels showing up in reverse. Two of Wheels in reverse is just telling me that you have a lot going on and something is falling between the cracks here. So when we see this card, this is a good time to be delegating some of our responsibilities to somebody else, at least for today, somebody capable. That way we can cover everything that needs to get covered without having something fall through the cracks. Okay, the other way that this can come through could potentially be financial, and that might have to do with the idea that your finances may be in a little bit of a place. You may be forgetting to pay a bill, or you may not quite have enough to rob Peter to pay Paul, but there's something going on here where either you're not able to be all the places that you need to be, you're not able to cover things financially, or you're not able to handle all the responsibilities that are on your plate today. So like I said, if you can delegate some of those for today, that would be a really great idea, Geminis. Next up, let's look at Cancer. Okay, so Cancers, we have the Ace of Wands showing up in reverse. And the Ace of Wands in reverse just means that you are having some kind of realization today about something that needs to be accomplished that you're just not that thrilled about actually doing. Okay. Next up, let's look at Leo. Okay, so Leos with this Six of Swords, this just tells me that you're moving away from something that has been dragging you down or holding you back. And so this can be anything from a negative thought pattern, a toxic habit, a toxic relationship, romantic or otherwise, but moving away from something that has been having a negative impact on your life and looking towards the future. Okay. Next up, let's look at, who was that? That was Leo. Now we're looking at Virgo. Virgos, you guys have the Two of Wands showing up in reverse. Two of Wands in reverse tells me that you have a decision that really, there's no bad answer here. There's no wrong choice. However, you don't really feel like you have much of a choice, even though you do. And the reason you don't feel like you have much of a choice is because you have people in your sphere of influence who are expecting you to make a certain choice. And so you're feeling like if you want to keep the peace, then you have to choose this thing that they think you should choose. So, really take a peek at that. Is this really what you want to do? Is this really what you want to do? And if it is really what you want to do, don't let the idea that somebody else wanted you to do it too cloud that up or muddy that up, especially if, everything here is a good option. If it's a good option, then don't let that whole idea ruin your appreciation for that option just because you feel like you're forced into it. Because, you have a choice. You don't have to go this way. You could take a stand for yourself. So if you're not choosing to do that, then it's really important to appreciate the idea that what you're doing really is a pretty good thing. Okay? All right, so who was that for? That was for Leo, Virgo. Next up, let's do Libra. Libras, you guys have the Five of Cups in reverse. I think you guys had Five of Cups last time, but right side up. So Five of Cups in reverse just means that you are coming to a place of forgiving or of letting go of some kind of insult, injury, hurt, wound, whatever that might happen to be. You are letting go of that. You may be forgiving a person. It may be that nobody's even came to you and asked for forgiveness, and so you have just brought that forgiveness out for your own good, for your own self. Okay? So some kind of forgiveness here, letting go, not holding on to negative energy from something that happened in the past. Okay, good for you, Libras. Next up, let's look at Scorpio. Scorpio, we have the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands just means that we are getting prepared for something. We could be getting prepared for a trip, getting prepared for a business presentation, getting prepared to break some kind of news to somebody, but there's something that we're getting prepared for today. Okay, so that's Scorpio, yep. Next up, let's look at Sagittarius. Five of Swords, Sagittarius just means that it's going to be really tempting to find yourself in some kind of argument, dispute, debate today. You want to kind of keep your eye out for that, see if you can diffuse something like this ahead of time. That's the nice thing about getting these ahead of time. See if you can diffuse this before it becomes an actual argument or debate. Okay? And so that was for Sagittarius. Next up, let's look at Capricorn. Capricorn's Ten of Wands showing up in reverse. Ten of Wands in reverse just means that there is some kind of responsibility that you're letting go of today, that you're not moving forward with. All right? Maybe you normally take your parents shopping on Wednesday, and today they don't need really anything from the store, so you're not taking them shopping. But some type of responsibility that you're letting go of today. Okay? So that was Capricorn. Next up, let's look at Aquarius. Queen of Wheels showing up in reverse, Aquarius. Aquarius, there's somebody in your sphere of influence who I think you've been, trying to help give a leg up on something. So you may have been sharing some of your resources with them to help them to move forward, or at least in hopes that they would. And what you've been finding out is that that really isn't helping them move forward. What it's actually doing is making them more dependent on you instead of more self-sufficient. And so I think today you're cutting off that generosity because you don't want to be an enabler. You actually were trying to do something healthy and productive, and since it's not going that direction, since it's going unhealthy and non-productive, you're cutting that off. All right. Next up, let's look at Pisces. Pisces, you guys have the Eight of Wands in reverse. This just means that there's a slowdown in communication. This could be a slowdown in orders coming in for work or a slowdown at work. Whatever this is, I always feel like the Eight of Wands in reverse is just a temporary thing. Okay, so I think you should expect a lot of communication coming in again before long, or at least back up to your normal. And so this makes today a really good day to catch up on anything that has been waiting for you to get to it. This is a good day to get to that. So take advantage of this slow time to be able to get some things accomplished that have been sort of put on the back burner for a while. All right. Thank you guys very much for being here. I do appreciate it. Thank you also for those of you liking and sharing this video and putting comments beneath. Thank you to those of you ordering private readings and private Reiki sessions. I do appreciate all of you. It's because of you guys I get to do what I love to do for my living. So thank you, thank you, thank you very much. Everybody have a great day. I'll see you next time around. Peace out.